Hello, welcome to this 45-minute restorative yoga practice. If you have a couple of blocks, they may be handy, or maybe a couple of cushions, but if not, not to worry. Just bringing yourself down to the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together, allowing the legs to open into a diamond shape. This is our reclined butterfly, our Supta Baddha Konasana. Just allow the palms to roll open towards the sky and just closing down the eyes. Feel free to place any blocks or cushions underneath the thighs and the knees here if you just want that extra bit of support. It's quite a deep hip opener to start with. We'll just take a few rounds of breath here. So finding an inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finding an inhale and a releasing exhale as we settle into this practice. And placing the left hand over the heart, we'll place the right hand onto the lower belly. So in restorative yoga, we hold our postures for a longer period of time, allowing yourself to find deeper stretches, also finding a sense of meditation, a stillness in the mind, a focusing of the mind. It's just allowing your breath to always be your guide back to presence. If you notice the mind wandering, just guiding yourself back to your breath. When you're ready, using the hands, we'll close the legs together, hugging the knees in towards the chest, wrapping the arms around the shins. And then placing the hands on top of the knees and just drawing big circles with the knees in one direction. Just think of massaging the lower back in toward the mat and just switching the direction of the circle. Coming to find stillness, we'll extend the right foot down to the mat, hugging in the left knee, bringing the arm to the inside of the left leg, taking the hand around the edge of the foot or peace fingers around the big toe. Taking the right hand on top of the hip, we open up to our half happy baby. If this is too much, just take the hand onto the shin. Just thinking of drawing the left knee in towards the armpit. And gently releasing that left foot, hugging in the left knee, we extend the right leg down towards the mat and gently guiding with the right hand on the left knee over for our supine twist. Left arm can come out into a T shape or to a cactus-like arm, bending in the elbow. Just enjoy this release of the spine. Maybe even keeping the eyes closed. And when you're ready, releasing all the way back to the center. And bringing the right knee in to join the left, giving both knees a squeeze. We'll release the left sole of the foot down to the mat this time, hugging in the right knee. And we'll take the right arm on the inside of the right leg. Hand around the edge of the foot. Peace fingers around the big toe or the hand on the shin, if that's the variation that's best for you. Drawing the right knee towards right armpit, half happy baby. When you're ready, releasing the foot, we'll hug the right knee in towards the chest, extending the left leg away from you and guiding the right knee over for supine twist. Right arm at a T shape or into a cactus and closing down the eyes. Remember to lengthen your breath here. releasing all the way back to the center, bringing both knees hugging in towards the chest. We'll take a full happy baby now. Both arms on the insides of the legs, hands around the edges of the feet, or just taking the hands below the knees onto the shins, drawing the knees towards the armpits, really opening in the hips here. And feel free to take any rocking from side to side. And gently drawing the knees together, taking the hands on the backs of the thighs, we'll take a few rocks all the way up to sitting. And finding a comfortable seated position. We'll take the right hand onto the left knee, left fingertips behind for an easy twist. Keeping that gaze behind you, finding length in the spine. Option to take that right back of the hand onto the lower back, maybe even wrapping around the right thigh for a bind, just if you want an extra twist. And releasing back to center, walking the hands out in front of you, we'll just fold over the legs. And coming all the way up to sitting, and we'll just change the cross of the legs. Taking the left hand onto the right knee, right fingertips behind. Easy twist. Finding that optional bind if you'd like. And gently releasing back to center, walking the hands out in front of you, coming to fold over the legs. And just making your way to a tabletop position now. just uncrossing the legs, stacking the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees, engaging in the core. We'll find a few rounds of cats and cows, so just dropping the belly, lifting the gaze. And on your next exhale, we'll round through the spine, tucking the chin towards the chest and just pressing into the hands to help you lift in the shoulders. Inhale, dropping the belly, lifting the gaze high. Exhale, rounding through the spine for our cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. And taking another round, following your own breath. And we'll just release the knees out to the edges of the mat, big toes touching, and releasing the body down for a wide leg child's pose. So maybe you want to take the head on top of a block if that helps you. Extending the arms away. And gently lifting the gaze, we'll take the left hand, turning the palm to face up, threading it underneath the right arm and dropping the left cheek down to the mat. Just feeling a stretch across the left shoulder. And gently releasing the left fingertips back to the center and switching sides, turning the right palm to face up, threading it underneath the left arm. Coming back to center. And taking your time to shift the weight forwards, releasing the knees back underneath the hips. Feel free to place any support now out in front of you, a couple of blocks, maybe a couple of cushions. We'll take the elbows forwards, hands in prayer towards the base of the head, and just sinking the chest down to the mat. It's a puppy variation. So aiming to keep the hips above the knees. Maybe you don't have to sink as far today. We'll just open our heart space. A feeling of surrender. And gently lifting in the chest. And pressing into the elbows to help you release all the way back up. Just placing any blocks on the side. We'll take the legs out wide. Just as wide as you like to feel comfortable today. Maybe stacking some blocks out in front of you for some support for the head. But again, don't worry, you can always just use your fingertips to support you. But we'll come to fold over the legs. Maybe you just like to hover in space today. Maybe you can fold all the way down without any support at all. We'll just hold here for a few breaths, opening in the inner thighs and the hips, and all the way down the backs of the hamstrings and the calves. Just seeing if you can use your breath to help you release. Each exhale sending to the muscles, the breath, creating space. When you're ready, releasing the blocks away, releasing the spine up long, and guiding the legs back together. We'll take the legs directly out in front of you. Option to sit on a block or with some support. An option to use a strap here as well. You can always use a tie or a scarf or a long jumper. And just placing the material you have around the soles of the feet and gently pulling forwards and down for our seated forward fold. You may not need a proper tool. You can place the hands on the thighs, the shins, on the mat, or even wrapping all the way around the soles of the feet. Just think of lengthening forwards and down. And releasing all the way back up to center, bringing the soles of the feet together. We'll shift the weight forwards and over the legs for our butterfly. Maybe you place 2 blocks underneath the thighs or the knees for some extra support, or maybe some cushions. Feel free to experiment as well with the feet, how far away they are from you or how close to you. Just finding that sweet spot you'd like to hold. And releasing all the way back up to center. And just crossing the legs. We'll take the left hand over the head towards the right ear and just guiding the head over for a gentle side neck stretch. And allowing the head to roll all the way down to the center, interlacing the hands behind the head. And just allow the elbows to draw down together, chin tucking all the way down, allowing the weight of the hands to just increase the stretch on the back of the neck. and releasing back to center. Switching sides, we take the right hand all the way over towards the left ear, guiding the head over for a gentle side neck stretch. And guiding the head down, tucking the chin towards the chest, we interlace the fingers behind the head, elbows drawing together, just to create weight for the head, increasing that stretch. And releasing all the way back down. And just coming to find your tabletop position. We'll draw the right knee towards the right wrist, creating a backwards 7 with that front leg and releasing the left leg out long for our pigeon. Feel free to sit on any cushions or blocks just to support you here. Maybe you stay up high on the hands, or maybe you'd like to walk the fingertips all the way forwards. Maybe even creating a pillow with the hands for the head. It's quite a deep hip opener again, so just coming to where you can hold for a few breaths. We store a lot of emotions in our hips, so just witnessing if anything arises. No need for judgment. Just noticing and letting it pass. And gently releasing all the way back up, bringing the hands in towards you, pressing into the hands to help you shift that right leg back. And we'll switch sides, so drawing the left knee towards the left wrist, creating that backward 7, maybe placing that support underneath the left thigh, and folding over to wherever feels comfortable for you. Maybe one side feels totally different to the other. Sending the breath to muscles that feel tight, telling them it's okay to relax. Noticing moments of discomfort, but not pain. And gently releasing back up to the hands, shifting that left leg back to find tabletop, and just swinging the legs around, shifting the weight forwards to the top of the mat and guiding yourself down to lying on the back. Planting the soles of the feet to the mat, arms down beside you so the fingertips are just touching the backs of the heels. We'll press into the soles of the feet, lifting the hips high for a restorative bridge. So just placing a block or maybe a cushion underneath the lower back. If you have a block, feel free to experiment with all 3 levels. And when you've found your sweet spot, just turning the palms to face up, releasing all of the weight down into the block. Acknowledging this moment of surrender. When you're ready, releasing the block away from you, releasing the spine down to the mat, we'll hug in the knees. And then allow the legs to come out long. We'll grab hold of opposite elbow above the head, picking up the upper body and the arms and taking it over to the right diagonal corner. Before taking the right leg, then the left to the right lower diagonal corner, maybe even crossing the left foot over the right, creating this crescent moon or banana-like shape. Breathing into the length all the way down the left side body. Option as well to take the left wrist into the right hand to help you pull even more. And gently releasing the cross of the legs back towards the center, releasing the arms back to the elbows into the center. And we'll switch sides, picking up the upper body over to the left side corner, taking the left leg, then crossing over with the right to the left diagonal corner. Maybe even taking a hold of the right wrist for that extra length as we find our crescent moon shape. And releasing back towards the middle line, allowing the legs to come out long, ankles rolling out, bringing the arms down beside you, palms facing up, and just closing down the eyes. Releasing any tension in the forehead, any tension in the eye sockets and in the jawline. Releasing any tension in the tongue, any tension in the neck and into the shoulders, all the way down the arms to the fingertips. Releasing any tension in the hips and the thighs. Moving all the way down the calves into the ankles and the toes. Releasing any tension in the breath. Any tension in the mind. There is nothing to do. There is nowhere to be. Enjoy this moment for yourself in this present moment. And I'll let you know when it's time to come back. Shavasana. And gently noticing your breath and your physical body. And in your own time, taking yourself over onto one side. Pausing here in this fetal position before bringing yourself up to a comfortable seated position with the eyes closed still. And we'll just place one hand over the heart, the other hand on top. Take this moment to thank yourself. Thank yourself for everything that you do. Take this moment to thank someone else in your life. Maybe someone you just met in passing, maybe someone close to you. And when you're ready, we'll take a big inhale, reaching the arms out to the sides, allowing the hands to meet in prayer overhead. And exhale, bringing the hands all the way down to heart center. The light in me sees, loves and honours the light in you. Namaste.